everyone. In last lecture we are discuss about the definition of gangrene and its causes, and also discuss about the symptoms of gangrene, prevention from gangrene, and the risk factor of gangrenes. So in today's lecture we are going to discuss types of gangrene. Three main types of gangrene is dry gangrene, moist gangrene, and gas gangrene. Here is a difference between dry gangrene and moist gangrene because it is a total opposite from each other. So I take here a difference. In dry gangrene affects lymph only. In moist gangrene affect lymph as well as bowel. Then in dry gangrene affected part shrinks and become drier and drier. In moist gangrene affected part is swell and increase in size. Then in dry gangrene, putrefaction is of limited amount and clear-cut line of demarcation is possible between affected and healthy tissue. And it is totally opposite from moist gangrene. Putrefaction is large and clear-cut line of demarcation is not possible between affected and healthy tissue. In dry gangrene, affected organ contains less fluid, hence spread very slowly. In moist gangrene, affected organ consists large amount of fluid and hence spread rapidly. In dry gangrene, pathogens are absent. In moist gangrene, pathogens are present because of the high amount of fluid. In dry gangrene, prognosis is fair, and in moist gangrene, prognosis is poor. Dry gangrene example is a senile gangrene, and moist gangrene's example is a diabetic gangrene. Here is the images of dry gangrene and moist gangrene. I take here example of intestinal gangrene. Here is the it is totally opposite from each other because the in dry gangrene affected part is shrink and become drier and drier, and in moist gangrene affected part is swell and increase in size. In dry gangrene, the demarcation line is possible between the affected and healthy tissue. In moist gangrene is not demarcation line is possible. So from the description it is clear that the dry type of gangrene is curable up to the certain limits, means the casted of organ. If you casted these fingers surgically, the dry gangrene is curable up to the certain limits, while the moist type of gangrene requires a surgical removal or it may be naturally casted of organ. Means the dry gangrene is curable, and if the moist gangrene is extend to limit is not curable. Then in moist gangrene, many in moist gangrene in bowels gangrene is produced due to the three different causes. Means the bowels or intestine produces gangrene because of three conditions. First condition is a strangulation. Some part of loop of intestine is trapped into a inguinal canal, and due to trapping, pressure exerted over vein of intestinal bowel and vein are blocked. When the loop swells, which mechanically compresses the arteries, hence both arteries and veins are blocked, causing necrosis of the loop, and due to the putrefaction it develops gangrene, and the affected part of the loop swells and become greenish in color and soft to touch, known as a strangulation. Means the bowel or intestine shows strangulation into the inguinal canal. Inguinal canal due to the trapping pressure over it, and the many complications are start from it, and the produce the strangulation. Strangulation is the main cause of the bowel gangrene. Then another cause is a volvulus. Volvulus is a part of intestine is twisted around it mesentery root, and due to this both arteries and veins are affected and resulting into the necrosis and finally gangrene. Third one is a intussusception. Intussusceptions is the one segment of intestine is actually telescoped into a lower segment which obstruct the circulation and produce the gangrene. I take here the three images of this strangulation, volvus and intussusception. And this gangrene is produced due to the three factors. Then another important gangrene is a gas gangrene. This type of gangrene is produced due to the pathogen Clostridium welchii. Clostridium welchii they are a spore forming organism found in soil and may enters into intestine through vegetables. Organisms are non-invasive, but when they find break or brush in epithelium, they enters into the blood vessels, means they cannot be entered directly to the blood vessels. If the ulceration is formed or if the break or brush of epithelial is formed, and with the help of they enter into blood vessels and then they multiply and produce strong toxins, and because of the strong toxins causes circulatory disturbances and resulting into the moist gangrene of the organ. The Clostridia are saprophytic in nature and the causes putrefaction of dead tissue, and dead cells are broken down by the lytic enzyme and produced by the Clostridia and convert them into the gases like indole, scatol, etc., and which produce foul smell. And the basic peculiarity of gangrene is causative agent present in atmosphere and they only need a way to penetrate into the healthy tissue, means the Clostridium welchii is present into atmosphere and they need to penetrate the healthy tissue, need the way to penetrate into the healthy tissue. Hence the hospitals where the patients are treated for fractures, operations, etc., they provide way of their entry. Thus wrong method of sterilizations make their entry easier. So sterilization in hospital is most important. Then affected portion is swell in gas gangrene and gangrene spread rapidly and no line of demarcation is possible between healthy and affected tissue. Organ looks a greenish yellow or black. Diagram of the gas gangrene. Gas gangrene produce the in leg in whole the leg become occupy because of the gas gangrene. Gas gangrene's main peculiarity is the Clostridium welchii is saprophytic in nature and they are feed into the dead tissue and they produce the gases and they convert this dead organic matter into the gases like indole and scatol and they produces the gases and the gases produces gangrene. These are the three main types of gangrene: dry gangrene, moist gangrene and gas gangrene. And these three gangrene on your syllabus, but many other types of gangrenes are also there. Are the senile gangrene, diabetic gangrene, traumatic gangrene, gangrene due to poisoning and renal diseases. Senile gangrene, this type of senile gangrene is the dry variety of gangrene and it affects the lower extremity, and causes of this is the obstruction in the major blood vessels which supply the blood or which drain the blood from the legs, and this blockage may be due to the atherosclerosis or thrombus or any pathological calcification. Senile gangrene peculiarity is it affect the lower extremities. Then next one is a diabetic gangrene. In diabetic person, glucose level of blood is elevated and somehow it can be stimulated in atherosclerosis and reduce the blood supply to the organ, and which develop necrosis, and elevated blood sugar level provide favorable condition to the pathogen. I told you the bacterial of glucose and it resulting into the gangrene, and this gangrene is always moist variety and it affect the limbs and soft organ of the body. Then another type of gangrene is a traumatic gangrene. In traumatic gangrene, in this type mechanical pressure is destroy the wall of blood vessels. Sometimes they can not physical sensation in the pressure. Blood comes out from the blood vessel forming a large swelling which add mechanical compression and ultimately block the blood supply and develop the gangrene. It is always the moist gangrene. Traumatic gangrene is mostly moist gangrene. Then another type of gangrene is gangrene due to poisoning. Poison produce spasm in capillary, obstruct blood flow and producing anoxia. And anoxia is leading to gangrene. Then next type of gangrene is a Raynaud diseases. Raynaud diseases is a condition in which some area of the body feel numb. Numb condition means a physical sensation is lost. Then the cool in certain circumstances, and the smaller arteries that supply blood to the skin constrict the excessively in response to cold, limiting the blood supply to the affected area, and usually it is a self-diagnosable. Means Raynaud diseases is self-diagnosable. The finger, toes, ear, tip and the nose are commonly inward and feel numb and cool. Means Raynaud diseases analyze ourselves. These are the some common type of gangrene. Then another type of gangrene is due to the thrombosis obliterans. Then it is also known as a Buerger diseases. This is the another type of gangrene, but it is not just important, and it is a produced due to the artery blood vessels or arteries are affected, and it due to the weakening of wall of the plasma, and the blood is oozes out from the vessels and the undergo clotting, and this is called as a hematoma, and it is a mechanically compress the blood vessels leading to the thrombosis and block them. This is the another type of gangrene. So here our types of gangrene are finished. So I stop here, and also here our gangrene chapter is also over. So today I stop here. Thank you.